insights and information aimed at improving their operation. Join me, Chip Flory, weekdays at 10:06 on Central Illinois Ag Station, WHOW.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio this morning is Krissy Conklen with Community Action, and we talk some Head Start this morning. Good to see you, Krissy. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Welcome to summer, and the we always joke about summer slowing down with like kids and stuff. I think it just picks like right back up, like the school years when we actually relax. Sometimes
it actually, I would almost say summer is busier because you're like, oh, I have time for that, but then you want to work on improving all of these things all at the same time.
And the weather's only good in the summer and all of that, so yep, for sure. Very good. Well, hey, Krissy, I know we're going to talk some Head Start here for this morning, and I'll tell you what, let's, instead of talking next school year just yet, let's get into Head Start, an overview of the program, what it is, and for maybe people out there that aren't familiar with it, what do they often think of when they hear Head Start? How about some of those things?
Yeah, so we just actually had our self-assessment this past week, and lots of excellent discussion. It was great. Had 25 people participating in it, so that was awesome.
Cool.
And amidst that, we talk about some concerns and some barriers that we can maybe change, and sometimes we can't. Maybe they're out of our control. A regulation or a statute change, something like that. And as I was just kind of processing all of the conversations and everything, something that kind of stuck out was, Head Start is not a daycare. And so that seems to be kind of a myth, if you will, that Head Start is a daycare, and it's not. So like some of the differences between, for example, a daycare, what you think of, and Head Start is, yes, we both need to follow very rigorous DCFS standards. Like that's definitely have to do that. But something that's different is curriculum. We have to have a curriculum, and we have to have a set schedule. We have to have outdoor play, gross motor time, so using big muscles, small group time, literacy, language, math. We have to have all of that regularly, every day. Just like you think of a preschool, it's now actually called Head Start Preschool by the program performance standards. So we have to have curriculum. In addition to DCFS, we also have to follow IDEA, so Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. So we have to do that too. And that obviously helps our kids when they need it. We also, because we're part of Community Action, and Capsule and all of those services and programs within that, we help the family. Like it's not just helping the child, but it's helping the family if they need to find a job or financial stability, or they really want to purchase a car or a house, or maybe they're struggling with some domestic violence, or they're struggling with addiction. We can help them with that. So that's something additional and different that, daycares can't always or don't have the equipment or the manpower to do. Yeah.
And I venture, I guess a lot of that comes with your financial ties to, federal funding and things of that nature, right?
Yes. Yep. Head Start is completely federal based, federal funding. So there's lots going on, within just the news and everything about Head Start. It is completely federal based. It is one of the very few programs that comes straight from the federal government to the grantees, the agencies.
I think a lot of people also wonder if they send their kids to Head Start. First of all, do they have to qualify for Head Start, or can anyone be in that program?
So there are some eligibility requirements. The main focus when Head Start started just a little bit over 60 years ago. We just had our 60th birthday in the United States. So that's really awesome. Hopefully there's 60 more years. But as far as eligibility goes, the main focus and the creation of Head Start was based upon helping low-income families. So that is the main focus for that. Foster families, kids that are families, children that are homeless. That is the focus. But we do take families, and we can take families that are considered over income. So over the federal poverty guidelines. It's not a large percent, but we can do that.
Got it. You know, and I think a lot of people wonder then if they're in the Head Start program, okay, is my child going to be ready when it comes time to enter the public school system? Will they be where every other child is that came from other programs? How about that?
Yeah. So actually, that is also a huge, huge piece of Head Start. So if you think about the words Head Start, is to give them a literal head start in working towards what you just said. So school readiness, and getting them ready to enter kindergarten with the social, emotional, the literacy, language skills that they need to help them in kindergarten and beyond.
Sure. Very good. Krissy Conklen with Community Action, and we're talking Head Start here for this morning. When it comes to, you know, how the general public views Head Start, what do you most often encounter, whether it's questions about the program, you know, misconceptions of someone entering the program and they may not understand fully what it is? What do you encounter there?
Yeah. A lot. We hear a lot about like Head Start as a daycare, even some families, or whether they're in the program or not, like, oh, they're going to daycare today. And it's not. It is a preschool setup. I mean, it is very rigorous curriculum, standards, education, all of that. We also, as far as nutrition goes, we need to follow CACFP. So that's from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Schools have to abide by that too. It's the same. They have to have whole grain. They have to have vegetables and fruits. It's the same program. We have to abide by that. We get monitored. And so that's something else that we do too, to provide nutritious breakfast, lunch, and then snacks daily for our children in our program. Yeah.
Now, and I don't know if you want to dive into this, but I remember chatting with you and Brianne, you know, in years past about the struggle to find educators for community or for Head Start because of the strict and the high standard that an educator would have to meet to lead a Head Start classroom. Do you mind speaking to that a little bit?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, education as a whole, and I mean public education and also us, I think there's a general struggle in society because the dynamic of children have changed. Like it's changed. And part of that is due to COVID and not having the opportunities to interact with other kids because, well, they weren't allowed. And the families weren't allowed either. So that's definitely something that we see. Our kids need just some more love and some more support. And that is challenging at times. And so that is hard for some people to work with because there's a lot of patience required.
Yeah. I wanted to go back to your point about not just helping the kid, you help the families. In the event a child comes into the Head Start program, is it mandatory to work with the parents, or is it mandatory they have an assessment done of where they're at financially or, you know, professionally, things of that nature?
Yeah. So when the application is done and the child is enrolled in the program, whether it's early Head Start or Head Start, we have personal development coaches, and they work with the family. So there is an assessment, a comprehensive assessment, and that they look at, where do I feel like I'm at financially? Am I financially stable, or do I need help here? Do I need help with job security? Do I need help with drug addiction, domestic abuse, whatever it is? And so that's an assessment that's done when they join and are in the program. And then when at the end of the year, just to assess the growth that's made. And actually through our self-assessment this past week, I'm happy to say that the families that were in the program for 2 years and this past year, there was a lot of growth. So we want to see a lot of green, and there was a lot more greening. So that's really exciting. That means that it's working and our families are getting the help they need. So yeah, that was awesome.
Very good. Well, Krissy, I look at the clock. We could use a break, but I want to ask first, did I miss anything on all of that you wanted to put out there for us here this morning?
I think the only other thing is just how to contact us if you're interested in Head Start or early Head Start, and you want to have a conversation with us and do an application. A couple different ways to do that. You can call our main office in Lincoln. It's 217-732-2159, or Facebook. Everybody has a Facebook page. So Community Action Partnership of Central Illinois on Facebook, or we have our own website, Capcil, so CAPCIL.info.
Very good. Krissy Conklen with Community Action, our guest in studio this morning. We'll talk more with her coming up on the morning show.
WHOW.
Tuning in and listening to the news, hearing what's happening with local views across the country or in my town. I tune in to find out what's going down. Hey, local radio, keeping me informed in my community. Local radio, creates unity.
This is Seth Lawrence, News and Program Director for WHOW and WEZC. We take pride in being Clinton and Central Illinois' local radio stations each and every day, 7 days a week. What does local news mean? Here's a sample.
The legislature only chose to act in solar and wind cases. For every other kind of zoning right now, we still have those LaSalle factors that the ZBA considers.
We legalized marijuana in Illinois, so we've seen an uptick in marijuana use on the lake.
The city of Farmer City was awarded $488,700 for a sidewalk project along Illinois Route 54.
You hear the local people that make the news every day, 7 days a week on the big 1520 AM, 92.3 FM, and 106.5 FM WHOW, and on your easy choice for soft hits, 95.9 FM WEZC.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Netflix buffering, YouTube spinning, devices not connecting, Zoom calls dropping. It's frustrating. Let's end your frustration by signing up for fiber internet in Clinton. Click the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Krissy Conklen with Community Action, my guest in studio today as we talk about all things Head Start. And Krissy, let's dive into, as we prepare for the next school year, always looking for staff, it feels like, for Head Start. What do you need? Where do you need it? Because I know Head Start is all over the place. How about that?
Yeah, so we could start right here in DeWitt County,
Sure.
So specifically Clinton. We are looking for a family educator. So if you're not familiar with what a family educator is, that is an individual that goes and does home visits. So they meet with families once a week for 90 minutes. And it is meant to help educate the parent or guardian to help their child. So there is a lesson. We have the curriculum, PAT, Parents as Teachers. So it's assisting them to be in that teacher type role with your children.
Okay.
So, if you want to teach your child a certain skill, like how do you go about doing that? Because when they're younger, you know, you need to break it down. You can't just say, hey, go put your toys away.
Mhm,
Like, what does
mhm,
that look like?
mhm.
And, you know, or hey, organize this or put the forks away here or whatever. Like
Mhm.
that. Those are very foundational math skills, literacy skills,
Mhm.
because it's sorting, it's colors, it's size, it's shape.
Yeah.
So, because some people are like, well, they're just utensils or they're just balls or
Mhm,
whatever, but
mhm.
those are foundational skills. You have to know how to sort and organize things,
Right.
and that's you know, part of the curriculum and
Mhm,
working towards
mm.
that. So,
Even
yeah.
down to that foundational level.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It
Mhm.
is. But yeah, family educators, they follow this curriculum, PAT, and yeah, meet with the families. And the age group for that role is specifically for pregnant moms
Okay.
up to age 3.
Mhm.
So that is the age for that type of role.
Okay.
And that is, yeah, we are looking for somebody to join our team here in Clinton.
In
for that.
Clinton for that one. Got
Mhm.
it. Got it.
Yeah.
Being with all these that we'll talk about here coming up, with all of these roles within Head Start, are they all full time? Is it a mix of part time and full time? What's the time commitment?
That's good question. So family educators work year round. The teacher role for Head Start is year round.
Mhm.
We do have some of our staff that go on furlough. That happens in a lot of Head Start programs,
Okay.
just because that Head Start age, that 3 to 5 age,
Mhm.
that's not over the summer. And just
Mhm.
like schools, that's not over the summer.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, our management positions, family educators, coaches, they're, year round.
Got it. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about what else you're looking for within the Head Start program.
In Logan County, so specifically in Lincoln, which is about a half hour from here, not that far away, we are looking for a couple Head Start teachers. So ideally, the qualifications that those individuals would be early childhood, a bachelor's in early childhood education.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so they would obviously have the knowledge and the degree to be an educator in that classroom.
Okay.
So we're looking for a couple of those.
Okay.
too.
In Logan County. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, in Logan County.
Is Logan County your biggest Head Start program?
In all of the 6 counties we have 3 in Logan County. We have 3 Head Start classrooms. And then we have 4 early Head Start center-based classrooms.
Mhm, mhm.
4 staff, 2 classrooms. And then we also have 2 family educators in Logan. So we have a big part of our program is in Logan County. Our other very large one is in Fulton. We
Okay.
have 2 family educators over there and 3 Head Start classrooms. So those are our biggest
What makes Fulton
counties.
County such a big program?
Just bigger city, bigger need.
Oh, okay.
Over there.
Okay,
So,
got it. Got it.
That's in Canton.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So,
yeah,
yep.
that makes sense. That makes sense. So, and have we discussed, like, there's of course the I'm trying to think of the terminology you all use. Basically early Head Start, and then there's the center-based Head Start, correct?
Right. So for early Head Start, there's essentially 2 options. So either it's a home-based type setup, which the family educator would come and meet with the family 90 minutes a week. And then there's also center-based option for early Head Start. So if you want to think of that as the hours are about 9 to 3. It varies slightly, but about 9 to 3. And that is in a center. So,
got it.
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to divert the conversation there.
You're good.
Let's get back to what positions you are in need of for Head Start.
You're good. So yeah, we have the 2 Head Start teachers for Logan County and FE for DeWitt, and then actually a management level position. It's been open for quite a while. It's mental health and disability. So we created that about a year ago, maybe a little bit less. And that was based on looking at all of our data and, assessing where we're at, what our kids' needs. And so that kind of is how that position was created. So ideally, that person would have at least a bachelor's in some type of background with mental health, disabilities, maybe special education. And they would do classroom observation situations and help us with that social emotional piece,
Mm-hmm.
as we know our families and our children need more of.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just better help to support all of that.
Are you seeing a lot of that in community action in the Head Start program?
Looking at our data again this past week, I would say there has been an increase in disabilities in just the type. So, we broke it down by autistic and ADHD and all of these other factors. And then mental health. Yeah. Just if the family is struggling with mental health and they are not in a good headspace and it doesn't seem like a very good environment, that is actually going to rub off on the child,
right?
And they are going to struggle. They might not be able to say, I'm mad and angry right now because I didn't get dinner last night. They might be and might not be able to vocalize that, but it's still affecting them because they can feel it. So
yeah, that makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Well, Krissy, I hate to do this to you. I've got about a minute left. What else do you need in the Head Start program? That went by really fast. I apologize.
Yeah, it's okay. Just one more mention of applications. We are always asking for applications. Naturally, families move in, they move out. Their family situation changes. Same as school, like kids move in, move out, So we definitely would love to have more applications for all of our counties, DeWitt, Logan, Fulton, Mason, Menard, Payette. So
and as families consider next school year, are you taking those applications for next year?
Yes, now is the time to do it. So highly do not wait. Oh man, August is coming around. I should probably think about this. You need to think about it right now. Yes, then we can help you out and get the application complete and all that.
How does one get registered for the Head Start program, or at least apply for the Head Start program?
Yep. So you could call our Logan or our Lincoln office, 217-732-2159. On Facebook, Community Action Partnership of Central Illinois, or capsule.info. And there's a chat option on that page too. So if you don't feel like calling or whatever, we can help you that way.
Easy enough. Very good, Krissy. Good to see you as always.
All right.
Yep, for sure. Krissy Conklen, Community Action, our guest. Network News on the way.